The most important thing that stuck out to me about the detour was when we went to furnished apartments and our volunteer coordinator had stage 4 cancer. And it just showed how much passion he gave, even though he had heart conditions himself.
So my favorite service site was a house for women that were part of domestic violence relationships. And we built a garden so that they could grow crops and they could have a little garden so they can make fresh food for themselves. And so what I did is I helped move the mulch and plant the plants, and it felt very rewarding. And my other favorite part about the detour was it's a great way to reconnect with friends.
One of the service sites we visited in Baltimore was Movable Feast, and they started their work back during the AIDS crisis, providing meals to people that had AIDS. And they provided food to them when nobody wanted to help them or even be around them. And it's grown today to serving thousands of meals to people with chronic illnesses all throughout the city of Baltimore.
One place I saw God on the detour was at Lutheran World Relief, where we packaged soap to send to people who are in need all over the world. And the detour impacted my life of discipleship by showing me how much people can do in a week.
One service site I helped at was called Movable Feasts, and they helped package healthy meals for people who were sick. And I thought they were doing God's work by reaching out to people who needed it in the community. And I think God was at work on the detour by bringing so many people together to help.
It impacted my life because it taught me that just a day's work of service can make a really big difference. One place I helped at was the Hartford House. In just a few hours, we were able to put together a living space for someone to comfortably live in that needed it. God was at work helping us and keeping us safe all throughout the trip. I felt really connected with God when we did devotions every night.
To the Maryland Food Bank, and they distributed food all across Maryland, and it really helped out the people who need the food. What I did was I took the food and I packaged it so it could be ready to send out.
The first day I went to Paul's place on the detour, and it was a lot of fun, and what they did there was really great. Like, you could go downstairs and get a meal for free in the cafeteria, and then you could go upstairs and you got to pick out 3 outfits from like a shop that they had upstairs with a lot of clothes and stuff, and it's just really great what they did to help people.
The detour really impacted my life of discipleship by showing me that volunteering isn't about finding a temporary fix, but finding the root of the problem and looking towards ways to fix that problem and make sure that life is better in the long run.
I think the impact that the detour had on me was showing me that even though I wasn't born and raised in Prince of Peace, I still had this huge community that I could turn to in case I needed even the slightest thing, and just accepted me with open arms.
What I took away from the trip was that everyone else doesn't have it as good as I do, and I learned that at Paul's place when I saw the homeless people coming in to get their clothes, and it just really hit me that not everyone has it as easy as I do.
So I really liked it because it was cool going to different places and helping all different kinds of people and just doing different things. And staying in the dorms was really fun, and it was cool because I walked in with one friend, hi Anya, and I came back with like 60, and everyone there is so nice, and I'm so excited for it next year.
Returning to Baltimore was a really valuable experience for me because it helped illustrate how one thing that never really changes, even after 3 years, is the need for help and service. And I think that's a really important lesson for anyone that goes on a mission trip to take away.
And I saw God at work in the detour when so many people just opened up and were praising God and sharing their stories, and they were just passionately loving God, and that was my definitely favorite part of the detour.
From the detour, one of my favorite things, one of the last nights, when all of us graduating seniors got up and everybody said really nice things about us, and it was just an amazing time where we just remembered our connection to God and just really grateful for our 4 and 5 years together, and we've had an amazing time. So thank you. We really loved their detour.
When you're on this trip, you don't really expect much, and then when you get there and you're working, you really feel the presence of God just with you, and just that feeling of good joy that you're helping other people as they go along, and that every little bit means so much to so many people, and you're really just following through God, and it's just something that lights up someone's world.
I learned a lot about discipleship on the trip, and one thing that we did each night that was really impactful for me, we talked about where we found God during the day, and then we did Yay Gods, where someone would say where they saw God, and everyone would just say Yay God, and that was really impactful for me, and I've been trying to do that when I get home.
The detour impacted my life of discipleship by teaching me how important it is to contribute to the smaller projects and organizations, such as Movable Feast, where frozen meals are packaged for families, also accommodating their dietary needs, which gave us an opportunity to help nourish and restore the Baltimore community.
I was the only one there without a child, and I have to encourage any adult who would like to go and have this wonderful opportunity. You will actually receive more than what you're giving. Thank you.
If you ever get the chance to be an adult guide for one of our detour trips for our youth at Prince of Peace, definitely take that chance. It is an incredible way to be able to connect with your child, connect with their peers, other youth at Prince of Peace, and together you're growing in faith. You're finding ways on how to be inspired in to have lives of service and living and loving like Jesus, not just there on the detour, but here in our community.